hosting.
No, we both have access. So,
All right, all right.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of This is Tech Talks. And today we have a special guest, Ankur, who is joining us. And we will be talking about, of course, SuperToken. And before we move ahead, how's your day, Jay and Ankur?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty unnormal day, I can say. So today, I went office after many months, so it was a little difficult to adjust back in office's chair and all. But yeah, and it was raining all the day, so
Oh my
trying to adjust with the environment. Like it's April, and as we just
Mhm.
discussed before this, so still snowing and raining here. So yeah, typical day in Sweden.
What
Yeah.
about you, Jay?
Well, my day's just starting. A little overcast today, but it's been warm recently, so I'm liking that. It's starting to finally warm up here in Canada.
Uh, So thanks again, Ankur, for joining us. And let's go ahead and can you just like give a little bit introduction about yourself?
Yeah, sure, why not? So typical introduction, I started my career back in 2010. I think almost similar the way you started, and I worked on various technologies since then. I started in SDT and then moved to front-end development and getting started with JavaScript in I think those Angular JS days. So I remember I was working with T-Mobile in Pune, and then I get a chance to work with React. So React is like something I love to build. Uh, I can say. And now I think last year I moved to new place, Sweden, Gothenburg, and here like working as a consultant. And apart from that, I share my experience with people. I love to help people in the community and whatever experience I had. So try to share them like how you can grow basically as a software engineer. And I think back in 2020, I try to do a bit of much larger scale, but unfortunately that startup didn't scale up due to various reasons. But at least we managed to help many people in their career. So there I started sharing my experience on Twitter, and then I think what went things. I made a good friends networks, and here I think a couple of months, I think 4 or 5 months back, I joined SuperToken as a dev rel. So I'm not full time. I'm just helping them as a quarter time developer advocate, and still I'm newbie in this field. So I'm learning with all the legends we are having like you people and see how things goes in future. Yeah, that's kind of a like small introduction.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We are learning together. I think that's the best thing.
Right, yeah. And it's all about software engineering. I always mention and I learn from my mentor, like it's all about people. You should never be egoistic and the thing doesn't work out, so you always try to help. So whenever times come, people will help you, and that's all. I think it's should be for everyone. Yeah, there
Mhm.
are some gray areas, like
Let's not talk
life,
about.
but yeah, it's everywhere basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you write Angular at all anymore, or is it just React?
Not. I think I haven't touched since last couple of years because after working in React, so I didn't get much chance to work on a production level project. But yeah, typically if someone asks me to build something, so I'll definitely try to work on that as well.
Mhm. Have you
Yeah.
used Vue at all?
Sorry.
Have you used Vue.js at all? Or are
No,
you
not
like
at all.
just
No.
straight React, just React all the way across the board?
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. So, and this is again an interesting topic because when you work in industry, service industry back in India, so typically you don't think about all these options. Basically,
Yeah.
Santosh can relate what I am trying to say here. So you just get one project, assign something, and you just get started, and you just get involved in that so much. Like you can't even think out of the box because you were so tired after that office. and you say, okay, let's just be typical. And by the time
Exactly.
you realize, it like a couple of years, and then it's not easy to work on that. And that is one of the reason. Now I think since almost like 3 years, I'm trying to dedicate some of the time to learn some different things and doing some different things. And that is the reason,
Nice.
like, I joined all these things and sharing my experience and learning, like, these young people who are coming nowadays, like, they are really very smart. So I always feel energetic to see them, like, how can 20-year-old guy or 22-year-old guy is doing so much of things, which, and
Mhm.
when I remember myself, I was just doing stupid things in my career in the initial days.
That's true. That's true.
I didn't even have a career at 22, so
Right. Yeah, and it's really fascinating to see all these people, and it's in fact, like, on I'm not sure how other countries are doing, but at least in India, I see very promising young talent is coming.
yeah. Totally. Okay, so let's get back on the super tokens because that's what we're here to talk about.
Yeah,
I've heard of it. I've seen people tweet about it. I think I even opened the website one time and then got distracted and never actually ended up reading it. So what is super tokens? Give us a TLDR of what super tokens is.
all right, all right. So I think SuperToken is like an authentication provider, and we are making an open source authentication, which is kind of like alternative to the major giants, which I think we all know, Auth of alternatives, AWS Cognitor and all. So we are trying to build something which we can give back to the community, and you can just get started. For example, like, you are having an idea of your startup, and first thing when it comes to build something, so you look for this like authentication, like, how should I build myself, or should I look for a provider who can help me to get started. So then it comes money in the picture, right? Straight away.
Mhm.
So here, SuperToken helping you. So if you want to self-host it, so it's kind of like free version for you. You can just get started within an hour. You can just set up entire authentication very easily. And I think we had got many feedback on various forums and in our Discord channel as well. Many people said, like, it's just very smooth, and whenever you have any questions about SuperTokens, you can just always come back to us. We are really trying to answer each and every questions. So, and right now we are supporting a couple of SDKs. We have ready-made SDKs for you, like for front end. If I talk about front end, so React ready-made SDK you have, and React Native, not entire UI, but at least you can have session management there. And from backend, like Python, Golang, and one more I forgot right now. So there are multiple SDKs you can just leverage. And in terms of authorization as well, we don't support the full authorization right now, but at least you can manage your sessions. And in future, we are trying to make authorization as well in more deep perspectives, basically. And recently, like, we made changes for Hasura integration as well. And I personally deep dive in that Hasura integration. I wrote about the documentation and the one article, and I built a React application, like, where you can integrate your single GraphQL endpoint, and how you can secure that GraphQL endpoint as well with Hasura. So
Cool.
this is
So
like, yeah.
what's the difference between authentication and authorization?
Okay, so basically, in a simple term, authentication is like, if I'll try to give you one example, live example. Let's say you are trying to book a ticket of a plane, basically. So how they will identify you, like, who is Santosh, who is Ankur. Let's say we both are traveling together.
Mhm.
So they will try to identify you. This is like authentication. Like, is it something Santosh, really Santosh? Is it something really Ankur Tyagi? So once they will authorize you or authenticate you, so then it is comes to into the picture authorization. So authorization is something like what you can access in that particular system, like what kind of a data you have access to. For example, if I extend this example of airplane ticket to, is Santosh is flying in business class? Is Santosh is having VIP lounge access? Is Santosh is having some special perks on this flight? So that is authorization, basically.
One of the best like analogies or examples one of my team members gave me one time, because I asked this exact same question, or I think I confused them at one point. He's like, let's clarify this so we're talking about it correctly. He's like, authentication is I am who I say I am, and authorization is I'm allowed to do what I'm trying to do.
Yes, yeah, this is more simple, which I said.
Feel free to use that. Feel free to steal that if you want.
Yeah, I think I like this line. Definitely.
Perfect. So this probably seems like a very simple, maybe dumb, but I don't think there's any dumb questions because everybody's a different skill set. But why is it important to secure an application? Like why would I use SuperTokens when I could just build my API?
Yes, I think this is one of the important topic, and it's still authentication itself is a very big area to talk about. And I think I was talking to my founder Advait, and he really explained to me well one day. Like we have many players in the market, and we are doing lots of things on daily basis. Like not only not just about SuperToken, but other players as well. But still, very deep topic, and why we need to secure. Like these days, everything is like whatever you want to do, you just need internet, and you need some kind of identification. Like there are multiple hackers just trying to grab you and your data all the time. So it's not very easy. Like we even after like multi-factor authentication, 2FA, and many kind of authentications we have, but we are being hacked, and we have seen examples in the past as well. Like I think on Twitter itself, I think when this pandemic was on peak, many famous people Twitter accounts were got hacked. And in fact, recently I think there was a issue when with one company, I think I forgot the name. The auth was the provider, and there was some massive data breach there. Sorry,
Okta.
now they are
Okta,
Okta. So, but but this is really important to understand. Like security is really important in these days, and as much as you can do, it's good for the community. So we are all are doing online transactions, online bookings, online everything is almost like we are doing on web. So security is really important from every perspective.
Totally. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I always find, so like, when I'm starting a new project, just, trying things out, trying to get like an MVP working, maybe not, I'm like not selling it yet, but like just getting it working. I don't typically do authentication first, right? You add it in when you actually want the product to start being used. I mean, unless of course you're experimenting with something around authentication, then of course you're going to need authentication. But for anyone starting out, wanting to learn more backend development, if you want to build something that uploads an image somewhere, don't start with the authentication. But if you want to build this product so that people can use it to upload an image somewhere, you will need authentication and probably authorization.
Correct. And see, this is where we come into the picture. Like we, in fact, like we promote this. Like if you really have building some startups or side projects in which you need authentication, so this is one of the first point of thing comes in your mind, as Jayun just mentioned. So you don't need to worry about that. You can focus on your core product, and we will take care of everything from on your behalf. And there are two platforms available for you. Like if you want to manage your data, so you can self-hosted, and if you don't want to manage, so we have like a managed services as well. So in that, I think 5K users something is free, and after that we have a very generous hosted tier if you
Nice.
want to continue our services as well.
Nice. That's awesome. So we kind of like touched on this a little bit, and there you mentioned there are competitors like I think Auth0, right? Probably Firebase. I'm sure there's some other ones out there that I'm forgetting, but those and SuperTokens are all trying to solve the same problem. So like what at the core, what are you guys trying to do so that we as developers do not need to do? Right? Like what are all the intricacies and the complexities that you just abstract away so that we can just build our application and not worry about it? Because authentication is hard. And if you mess it up, you essentially just don't have it, right? You either do it right and have it, or you don't do it right and you don't have it. So
yeah. So keeping this answer very simple. So like SuperToken, which authentication we are providing, so we are very customizable. Like it's as developer likes to customize things on your their own flavor, basically, right? So whenever things comes, let's say if I'm building something in React and you are building something in Angular, so always we look from our point of view, like, hey, this is something which I don't like, is good in framework, but can I customize this? So this is where we come from the picture. Like we are very customizable, we are very customer friendly. We give you the SDKs and you can just custom made things based on your use case, and you can just discuss with us as well if you have some special arrangement, a special use cases. So we try to make sure like that is being taken care of. So this is where we come into the picture. And there are some other parallel benefits as well. Unfortunately, I don't have much ideas about at this moment, but I think there is a blog post so where we have given comparison about every alternatives. So I think there are some big pain points as well. So I would encourage, I think in SuperTokens blog, there is a comparison list. So you can go through that list as well.
Cool. I am looking for it right now. I'll pop it in the chat to find it.
Yes, I think I can also just quickly give comparison sheet.
Cool. I just ended up on the blog, and now there's a lot of links here. I'm gonna have to read about some of this. It looks interesting. I didn't actually build our authentication part of our system. So I built the original version, and then my team member that actually gave me that saying went and did it better than I did. So I'm glad for that. So we've talked about self-hosting versus, SuperTokens hosting and all that kind of stuff. With both of those options, do you get integrations? Are all the integrations open source as well? Can people build integrations and plugins and stuff like that, and others use them? Like, how does that all work?
Sorry, if you could elaborate this question.
Oh yeah, sure. So like integrations, integrating into other platforms. You said SuperTokens is all open source. Can anybody, whether self-hosting or paying SuperTokens, use integrations? And then what are some of the integrations available, and why would we use them?
All right. So basically, if I talk about like self-hosting version and the managed services as well, so all integrations work in both basically. So whatever SDKs you can have, so you can just leverage them, like as I mentioned in the start. So in backend, like Python, Golang, and another, and in front end as well, React, we have already inbuilt recipes. So there are, I think, 5 recipes right now. We already published, like only email password plus social login, and passwordless login as well. And some product in the product roadmap, if you really want to build, like we have given the options to community. If something is like community wants us to build much faster rate, so we have a product roadmap page.
Nice.
You can just upvote that, and we will try to prioritize that particular functionality. And integration point of view, so it's, as I said, it's very customizable. So you can build your own UIs. For example, like Angular, we are right now. I think I can talk about this. We are almost done in that. So that is still in supposed to release very soon. So in Angular, when it comes to Angular version, so you need to make your UI component, but you can just leverage that SDKs, and basically this is all about similar structure in the Vue and other frameworks as well.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Cool. So what platforms do you?
Sorry,
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
would like to elaborate this more. Like
Sure, go ahead.
we are trying to build more integrations with a couple of other startups or more use cases, user-friendly examples, and this is what I and other people in the team are working in the background. So soon you will see a couple of more integrations with more famous products, which I think we all developers love more. So you see some good examples in near future.
What are your favorite integrations that are currently built?
So this is all about they already built React. So that is the reason the 3 posts I have written right now. So all I have built in React.
Okay.
So that was like a very I was fortunate in this, they already built the React integration, so I just need to plug in and just code on top of that. So writing those blog posts and making those applications was like much easier for me because I'm familiar in the React background. But yes, as I said, we are trying to build different SDKs and different integrations in near future. So fully we are on the track. And if you have any recommendation, I would encourage to you, both of you as well. I think Santosh is already our ambassador, so we are looking for some good contributions from him as well near soon.
Get on it, Santosh. We're waiting. We're waiting. Okay, so we have a question here. If you can't speak to it, that's totally fine. But does SuperToken help with migration for major providers like AWS Cognito, or other ones like Firebase or Auth0 or whatever?
Yes, this is one of again a very good use case, and I think one of the blog posts, if someone let me share, vendor lock-in. Basically, we gives you the platform integration. Like you don't need to worry about vendor lock-ins because this is one of the pain point every person, individual who is building authentication and companies or startups who are already have some integration from other providers. So they're reluctant to change things because once you are ahead in the game, so and you find another alternative, so you think many times to change all those things on the fly. So here we rescue you and we provide a very smooth transition and smooth what I can say, like a vendor transition to SuperToken. So you can easily manage this with us when we trying to transit your authentication platform. So I would encourage people to go with this blog post, and this will give you the much better technical ideas as well.
Cool. Is there anything you want to shout out that's on the product roadmap that's coming up that's interesting?
Okay, you're asking me? I thought you were asking Santosh.
No,
okay.
Your review, really.
So in product roadmap, I think recently we made a change. I think that Web3 login is very popular. So we are trying to come with that. So we are thinking all the possibilities and other major features as well. So that's what in the near future.
Awesome.
Cool. Okay. Is there anything you want to promote before we close the show out today?
Nothing special. I think I would encourage people, as this is an open source project. And recently, we crossed 5K GitHub stars on SuperToken core project. So we would love people to build some projects, side projects. And if you really have some open discussions or open feedback for us, keeping our documentation or anything in general. So we would love to hear you. And my Twitter DM is always open. And if you want to chat on Discord, so you can join our Discord as well. So you can just ping anyone in the Discord. Our co-founders are very easy to go people. So they will love to help you anytime. And if you have any idea or issues while implementing super tokens, so again, there are many recipes available, and we are always here to help you. So this is what I can say right now, I think.
Great. Awesome. Well, I think that closes out our show for today. Thank you for coming on and teaching us all about super tokens and authentication, authorization, and all of the things.
Yeah,
So,
right, right.
so many
Yeah, I
things.
tried my bit. I'm not sure how it went.
You did great. You did great.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to
Thank you very
post
much.
here's the blog, just the main link to the blog for everybody. Looks like there's lots of stuff on there, so feel free to check it out. And then reach out to anybody on the Super Tokens team or ambassadors like Santosh if you have any questions.
I'm good, Jay, and thanks again, Ankur, for joining. And we learned a lot about Super Token. I know I have to start exploring it, but I was like in between
Yeah,
like too
yeah,
many things. So I'll
yeah, yeah,
probably now, so once I have the apartment, now I'll start figuring it out how it works and how I can use it with Angular. And
yeah. I
thanks again.
completely understand. I
Cool.
completely understand. And I would like to give a shout out to the ambassadors which recently join us and show faith in Super Token, and they really contribute to awesome blog post and awesome things in the community. So I really appreciate all the efforts people are doing for open source community, and we are trying to give as much as possible. So as I believe personally, like it's when you build something for the community, so it's always win-win situation for everyone.
Great.
So we will meet. Just to let you know, everyone, you can actually go ahead and subscribe to our channel, and there are a lot of contents which are available on our YouTube channel, as well as you can visit our blog post. This is learning. This is Angular. We also have our Discord server, and we recently launched our website. This is soft launch, so I'm sure if you go to thisislearning.dev, this is our new website, and of course it has some issues right now, but it doesn't look great in mobile. But we are trying to like make it better, and this will be our community thing where you can also find about all our courses, and we also have Twitter community available now, so you can come interact with the using Twitter community. We have This Is Learning and This Is Angular, two communities available on Twitter. Drop me a DM in case you want to be part of it. And thanks a lot again to our GitHub sponsors. So me and Lars have been running this show, and of course, we need to pay some money for it. And thanks to our GitHub sponsors who are supporting this. And yep, that's it for the day.
So I think this
Yeah.
is good. I think we can also connect. I was not aware of like we are having sponsorship for this is learning as well.
So no, we don't take actually sponsorship for This Is Learning. Me and Lars, we both have our sponsorship profile,
Okay,
and we actually
individual.
take that money, and then of course we use it here. So we
Okay,
try to
use
do
it here.
different things. Yeah, we
Different
try to
things.
do different things. We have, so Lars has been like right now planning to write his own book. I'm planning to do my own stuff, but of course we need to pay for
Correct.
StreamYard account. So that's it. That's the money which I actually use here.
Right, right, right. No, I think
Yeah.
we can talk offline on this. Might
Yeah,
be
cool, cool.
we will sponsor you.
Yeah, that's great. Cool. So yep, thanks again, everyone. So we will end for the day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.